So yeah, like really.
There we go. The Village of Lincoln Heights public hearing on the 2021 tax budget is now in session. Roll call, Ms. Randolph. The time is 6:24 p.m.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree,
Present.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Present.
Councilman Durance Daniels,
Present.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Present.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Present.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Present.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell. No response. We have 6 who are present, 1 who is absent. We do have a quorum, Mayor.
Okay. We're going to go straight into new business regarding the 2021 tax budget. Ms. Donna Pope.
Good evening, everyone. As you all know, this is a public hearing for our 2021 tax budget. So for the residents who may be watching, I don't believe we had any questions submitted. Did we, Ms. Randolph?
No, we did not, Ms. Pope.
Okay, so every year, the village prepares an estimated tax budget, and it's for the upcoming year. And the budget is intended to represent estimated revenues and expenditures based on the current year's data. So we have to do this once a year. It is done in 2 years of actual information. So that would be 18 and 19. 1 year of estimate, which is the current year, and 1 year of estimate for the upcoming year, 2021. This information is provided from the tax levies that we have. We have a general operating levy. We have a police pension levy. We have a police fund levy. We have a fire fund levy, and then we have an infrastructure fund levy. So the county requires that we submit information as far as our expenditures and our receipts of what we're expecting to receive for the upcoming year.
Ms. Dunn, I'm sorry. If you wanted me to show, I just need to be made a host. So I can share the
I don't know.
screen.
I think I might be able to. Durance, you are a co-host.
Okay, I got it now. Thank you. I'm sorry. I've got it shared now, Ms. Dunn. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you. So as you can see on this first page, it's our 4 years worth of information, 2 years of actual, 1 year of estimate, and 1 year of estimate for the upcoming year. It lists all our types of revenues. The first one would be local taxes. That is your earnings tax, and then your real property tax information. Then you have your intergovernmental revenues. That's revenues we receive from outside entities, but they're all part of the government. So you would receive like liquor and rollback, homestead, and our local government fund from the local government taxes from the Hamilton County. So in Hamilton County, they usually send us information prior to the submittal of this income tax budget, letting us know how much revenue that they're expecting us to receive and distribute out to us. So we usually have that number before we actually do this preparation of this budget. And then our next section would be our charges for services. Those are our cable franchise fees, our business licenses, our business permits, Greater Cincinnati Waterworks, collection fees, Mayor's Court the part that comes in the governmental side, the operating side, miscellaneous mayor's court, and water district fees, and that is the fee from Southwest Water Company. And we are maxed out until renegotiations happen again, with receiving $100,000 from them annually. And we receive it in quarterly payments. On page 2, this is where you go down to your general fund expenditures. And this is this part of the report is broken up by the levies. So these are all the expenditures that are coming out of our general operating levy.
I have a question real quick before you move on, if I can.
Yes, ma'am.
Going back to Southwest Water, have you had any communications from them in reference to renegotiations of the contract?
I have not, but from my understanding, Mr. Dukes was in contact with some people at Southwest Water.
Thank you.
So on page 2, this starts our general fund expenditures. We start from general village, which is mainly your operational expenses, your contracts, your water bills, your telephone bills, supplies. So you have all of those coming out of your general village. The county auditor and treasurers, that amount is the fee part of the property tax settlement. So we receive the property tax settlements in April and September, but we have to post the gross amount, and then we expend out the fees on that sheet that we receive. In the building department, this is salaries for your zoning, and also a portion of that is your code enforcer. Council is just your salaries, the benefits, travels, that the clerk of council also comes out of this budget. Village managers, that would be the administrative assistant and the village manager. If you notice, all of these under the 5240 category, which is supplies, all of those have been taken out of the individual departments and placed into the general village supplies account. On page 3, that's finance department. That would be myself, and also the income tax commissioner. Her salaries come out of that. And then also we issue refunds out of the contractual service section of the finance department. Clerk of court, part of her salary comes out of the general operating levy. And then the other, her other contract services, supplies, it also comes out of mayor's court fund. It's a 229 fund. It's a different fund. So it'll come out of that. Legal and contingencies. Contingencies is just based around an amount that if we're expecting something out of ordinary to be charged to, usually lawsuits come out of that, but we don't have any lawsuits. We don't have any outstanding lawsuits. So we place $25,000 in there for anything that we don't estimate. We don't know what may happen. The police department, which is Hamilton County Sheriff, half of a portion of their salary, their contract is divided between the general operating levy and also the police fund levy. So their contract has gotten to the point where the general operating levy has to supplement the cost of having the Hamilton County Sheriff's Department.
Go ahead.
The service department is the last department that's charged to the general operating levy funds. And that is some of their salary, their benefits, their travel, and some debt payment is charged to the service department. The other one comes out of the other debt payment, and capital comes out of the infrastructure levy. And that will be your total expenditures. For 2020, we're estimating $1,616,356, which is lower than 2020. And that's because we didn't increase anything because of the COVID-19 and the pandemic. We just don't know. So we want to estimate on the safer side and more conservative side. So we just don't know what's going to happen. I can tell you at the end of the year where you'll see that estimated encumbrance outstanding at year end, that number for 2020, the 126,204, it's most likely going to be higher than that because we have been very conservative on expenditures and trying to be real conscious of what we're spending the money on. So that end of the year number most likely will be higher coming into 2021. On page 4, we're on page 4. I'm trying to follow you and flip my pages at the same time. But
page 4.
thank you. The top of page 4 is our police pension fund. And that is used to pay a back debt from the pension system that, from my understanding, most of the municipalities had to repay back the police pension fund. So only thing that we expense out is what we think we're going to receive as far as being on the property tax levy. The police.
Madam Chair,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know who's the chair. I just had a quick question. Ms. Pope, at the next finance meeting, can you tell us the balance to that debt that we owe that you just talked about, the back pension?
Okay, I will tell you that.
Thank you. That's it.
On the police pension fund, the police fund, we are expecting $371,882 in real property tax. In rollbacks, we're expecting $28,814 for a total expected revenue of $400,696,000. And then we're, I'm sorry, Ms. Mitchell just walked in. And expenditures, we're expending out the $362,005 because the rest will go towards the rest will go in the general operating fund for the total amount of their contract. Oops, wait a minute, I did something. Oh, there, I hit the wrong button. So on page 5, we're into the fire fund.
Okay, I'll set it.
Okay. And the fire fund, the contract for 2020 is $264,600, and so that's what we're estimating also for 2021, which is $264,600. Further on down the page, the infrastructure levy. Yes. The infrastructure levy is where we're going to try to do some, well, not try, we will be doing some road projects, and our debt payments from our road projects come out of this fund. I will tell you guys that the Stephens Avenue and McIntyre has been pushed back to 2021. So the debt payment for this year will be lower because we were expecting to have to make a payment towards our debt for that street repair, but it will be lower this year.
So Ms. Pope, I have a question real quick on the infrastructure. So since it's pushed back, is it fair to say that we can use some expenses to do some repair work on some of the other streets that's not included?
Yes. Yes, and we were discussing, I think Mr.
Like Leggett?
Willis. Yeah, Mr. Willis is in on this meeting, and we were discussing Leggett, and also Douglas is real bad. Douglas at Lindy.
Okay. Thank you.
Douglas going down. Yes, yes. So the last page of the financial information for the 2021 tax budget will be our remaining funds. We receive monthly distribution from the state for our street maintenance and repair fund, also from our permissive tax fund, and summer youth activities fund 206. That is just monies that was left over that wasn't spent in prior years, so it just carries forward. The fund number 2217, the community development block grant, we're expecting to receive 30,000, and so we're going to try to spend $30,740 because the incoming fund balance for 217 was $3,740. So there are several projects that we can use that money for. Our home improvement project, our basketball courts, our Serenity Park, some of the upcoming park equipment that we have. We're looking at, it could be charged to this fund, and then also code enforcement.
Miss Pope.
Yes.
I have a question. I know Vice Mayor we had talked about getting some pots, because I know the Mill Creek Alliance is going to be delivering some dirt. Will we be able to use some of that in order to fill some pots and get some pots throughout the village from that?
I'll have to check with them on that, because I don't know if we can use it for that.
Okay.
And so I'll have to check with them on that.
Can I ask, who is them again?
Hamilton County Development.
So what, you can get new basketball rims, but you can't get flower pots? What's the difference in making the community better?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know the flower pot expense. I don't know if it's, I don't know the expense of getting flower pots. I don't know if we can charge just, the smaller ticket items to this.
We might get a donation for them, so it's okay.
Yeah, we might be able to. I can check with them to see.
No, I can't get us a donation.
Okay.
I have a question, Ms. Pope, in reference to that. Mayor, are you referring to like the larger ones that you would put like around the community, like the taller ones?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And we may be able to, because we were talking about some community improvements. So they might say, yes, go ahead and, get them. I'll just have to confirm and make sure before we purchase it. And then we think that we can use the grant monies and they say no, so.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Right. Right.
So, okay, so can you check with Ms. Mitchell and ask her, we want to talk about
Ms.
it in her
Mitchell is right
finance?
here.
I know,
So
that's why I'm asking. I can't see her from my screen.
She's
She
trying to
need to talk to us, not just you.
she's trying to log in.
Oh, okay.
I had a quick question. That's okay.
Yes, go ahead.
So on those final decisions, on that final call, would that just be an administrative call? We just make suggestions on it. At the end of the day, would that be an administrative call, or would that be a council approved expenditure?
It's a administrative approved expenditure, but it's an administration and a council suggestion. So we're all going to be suggesting different things because it is a community project. So
But at the end of the day, it's administrator's call.
right.
Okay, thank you.
Donna.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I had my hand up for 15 minutes. You can always use the recycle money if it is made out of plastic.
Okay. Okay, and the other grant, the Mayor's Court Computer Fund, that's always it always has a huge balance because you can only use it for certain items. You can charge the clerk of courts benefits to that, and then you can charge some contractual service items and then some of their supplies. So we're trying to use that fund where we can expense out some different things, but we have to make sure that we can actually use that fund for that. So that's why the balance of that is always high. And then our last Memorial Park project, I put 72,000 in there for estimated receipts, and then 72,000 or 74,000 in there for expenditures, and that's because it has an incoming balance of $2,240. So I expensed out what I think we're going to have in receipts. So I just expensed out in expenditures. If it's not 70, if it's not 74, Miss Mitchell is asking me, she thought it was 79. Okay. So we confirm that amount before we send this down tomorrow or by the 15th. No, by the 20th, I'm sorry. So the next page is just your, the governmental funds. You'll see that what we just discussed, these are just the totals. And so it comes up to the total of all funds is $1,241,172. So with this form, I just had to fill in the top portion, saying when we're going to have the meeting. And it is just telling you that it's for the year January 1st, 2021. On page 8, this was a notice of the public hearing that was delivered to Cincinnati Enquirer. And on the next page, page 9 was the actual notice. And then on page, the last page is just the affidavit of publication. So the auditors know that we did place it in there when we were supposed to. And if you don't have any more questions, that would be your tax budget for 2021, estimated tax budget.
All right, so if there's no questions, is there a motion to adjourn? I guess you're on adjourn the public hearing, but
So move.
Second.
it's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there another aye, some more ayes?
Aye.
Okay, all right. I don't think there's any
Aye.
nays. Thank you, Ms. Goodwin Williams.
Aye.
Okay, all right, we're gonna go straight into the committee of the whole meeting minutes agenda. The Village of Lincoln Heights Committee, the whole meeting is now in session. Today's date is July 13th. The time is 6:49. Roll call, Ms. Randolph,
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree,
present.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Present.
present. Councilman Durance Daniels,
Present.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Present.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Present.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Present.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Present.
Mayor, we have 7 who are present. We do have a quorum.
Okay, we're gonna go straight to speaker. Since we have a lot of questions and we've been discussing the COVID-19 pandemic, and I myself and others that were able to attend the meetings with the Health Department and Denise Driehaus, I decided to invite Mr. Greg Kesterman from the Hamilton County Health Department. He is the interim health commissioner, and so he is here to talk with us today, and we want to thank him for coming to talk. And if you all have any questions after he talks, you're welcome. All right.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
Happy to be here. If it's all right and possible, I'd love to share a few slides that I put together. Is that something I can do?
Yes, you can.
All right, let's see if I can figure it out. All right, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for having me tonight, and feel free to interrupt me anytime during the presentation, and then I'll be happy to take questions as well at the end. So we know COVID-19 is impacting us as well as the state and quite frankly the world at this point. Here in the state of Ohio, we are up to nearly 67,000 cases of COVID-19. Hospitalizations are approaching 9,000. We've had over 3,000 deaths with approximately 45,000 individuals having recovered. When you look at Hamilton County, we are the 3rd most populous county in the state of Ohio, so it's no surprise that we land as 3rd with regards to the number of cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. Now, if any of you have not had a chance to check out our website, hcph.org, I'd highly recommend it. It's a great resource. It shows you cases, hospitalizations, and deaths and breaks it down. This data that I'm displaying on the screen right now shows you cases within all of Hamilton County, including the city of Cincinnati, Norwood, and Springdale, who also have their own health department. When you look at when you're on this map, actually, if it's okay, I'll just go ahead and I'll show you. When you're on the map, it's updated daily at 2 p.m. You're actually able to look at specific zip codes. So, for example, I believe you guys are 45215. Is that accurate?
Yes.
You can click on your zip code and then it'll update the cases over time. So you can actually get a real-time view of what's happening with COVID-19 in your community. I'll point out that the demographic data at the bottom does not update when you click on a zip code, and that's because of HIPAA concerns. Once you start breaking down data for the smaller groups, it can kind of point out people a lot better. So you can also, if you're curious, on something like hospitalizations, which obviously there's a lot less of in your community, when you click on hospitalizations, the same thing will happen if you click on your zip code. Let's see if I do this right. So this is specific hospitalizations to your zip code now, and you're able to break it down and see how many have occurred over time within your zip code. So real-time view and a great tool as we kind of move through this pandemic. So I'd encourage you anytime you have questions to log in there. Once again, back to the slides. This is for all of Hamilton County, the curve. We've heard ourselves in the news quite a bit lately with regards to the increase in cases. We are continuing to see this rise here in Hamilton County. Certainly some of this is a result of testing, although we know that we're seeing community spread, and we know it's out there, and we know it's impacting young people as well. We talk a lot about this reproductive value. This is a value that essentially means if it's over 1, the reproductive value is over 1, it means a pandemic is spreading. If it falls below 1, it means things are kind of calming down a little bit. It is only one metric though. I'm happy to see right now that it's 0.95 for the Hamilton County area. It was last week about 1.1 and the week before about 1.45. So we are watching this number closely, although as I already indicated, we are continuing to see hospitalizations on the rise, intensive care unit admissions on the rise, and luckily deaths are staying fairly flat. And I will share, my medical director and I met just before this meeting, and one reason why deaths might be flat is because we're still kind of early on in this new increase in cases. But the other reason might be because we're having some successes with some of the medications that are available and some of the treatments. We know there's no vaccine, but the hospitals are getting better at using, say, for example, convalescent blood or blood from somebody who has already had COVID-19 to treat others. So as these new treatments come on board, the prognosis is getting better, which is exciting. We have been welcoming the Ohio National Guard over the last couple of weeks in our community. This really was a fantastic opportunity to get some free testing. I will tell you, originally it was shared with public health that our role would be to pick a parking lot and make sure we have one community liaison available. And our role shifted. We played a much bigger role at providing traffic control and help at the site. And now we're reporting results back, which because we were so successful at getting people out, over 7 days, we had 6,100 people come and get tested, which is phenomenal and fantastic, but it's overwhelmed our labs. So reporting out results has been very disappointing. It's taken well over 7 days in some instances, and I've even heard some people waiting as long as 10 days to get results. So we are working to make improvements so we don't have that happen again, because it's very disappointing. As I mentioned, it was out of my control. It was actually not my choice on what lab to get results to or any of those functions, but it does have an impact on the community. And at the end of the day, it was my office that set up these sites. And so we're trying to make improvements in that regard. Many of the sites were in Forest Park because they were identified by the governor as being a priority area. This is one video of an aerial that occurred from our first site in Forest Park. The yellow box represents where we were actually testing, and you can see the cars just wrapped all the way around down Waycross Drive and even back a little bit further. So a lot of community support and a lot of people came out to get tested. As we kind of went through the progress, we did get a little more efficient, and we were able to get more people through, and it did go much more smoothly as we went on. I want to encourage anybody who wants testing to visit our website, hcph.org. We do have a comprehensive map, and it's updated routinely. This I want to encourage you though, before you pop into one of these sites, click on the little circle and it'll give you information about about the site, whether it's 7 days a week, if you need a doctor's appointment to show up, or if you can just show up. And it's a great resource, and there is a lot of testing opportunities out there. And I would encourage everybody to take an opportunity to visit that site. As we do more testing, we know we're going to find more cases, and I'm sure you've all heard in the news about contact tracing as being a key important portion of the work that we're doing in public health. Contact tracing is essentially looking at somebody who becomes positive and finding those individuals that were within close proximity and then getting them isolated so they're not out in the community spreading COVID-19. So we have about 28 contact tracers currently, and we're growing that number to make sure that we can keep up with the need. You can tell from these numbers though, before June, so from February until the end of June, we had 1,400 confirmed cases of COVID-19. Just in the month of June alone, we had 1,200 cases of COVID-19. So we've had a lot more work associated with contact tracing, and obviously a lot more spread of COVID-19 in the community. So we'll continue to follow that closely. So we also heard a lot about the Ohio alert system here in the last week or two. The governor rolled it out. Hamilton County is not only a red color, but we have this fancy little star now, which essentially means we're 1 week away from being a level 4 or a purple. I'm going to come back to that slide in just 1 second. So level 4 essentially means we're going to try and really encourage people to stay home, necessary travel only. At this time, the governor's office is saying it's not a new round of shutdowns. It's not like that, but because of the spread in the community, we all need to be a lot more aware, a lot more careful, limit those family gatherings. which is part of the level 3, we're going to continue to do those types of things to try and help protect ourselves. A lot of work as individuals to help keep ourselves safe. Also now as a level 3, as you know, the masking is required when in public. And so interestingly, as that went into place, Hamilton County Public Health, my entire team is about 100 people. That includes people that if you want to get a birth certificate or a death certificate, those staff are included in that 100. Nurses that are providing tuberculosis care and syphilis care. So we're a fairly lean organization serving a county which, when you include Cincinnati, Norwood, and Springdale, is over 800,000 in population. So with regards to enforcement, the reality is I am not sending inspectors out to sit in Walmart to watch people walk in and not wear a mask. The reality, though, is that because the governor has mandated masks, we are seeing a lot greater compliance in Hamilton County. This is how we'll make change. It's not by me sitting around trying to write tickets or my team sitting around to write tickets, which we actually don't have the authority to do. It's about us as individuals coming together and trying to make the decision that we're going to help make Hamilton County a safer place. So I applaud, as I was out in my life and enjoying the weekend as much as possible in between work calls, I managed to get to a couple stores, and I can tell you it was nearly 100% compliance in these stores. And I'm really happy to have seen that. If there is a community that has a store with an issue or a business with an issue, we are going to continue to work with that store and that community to help try and change behavior. Our first step, if we find a store not requiring enforcement, is to give them a mask and to give them a couple signs that they can post so that they can do their best to come into compliance. If a customer is belligerent, obviously no differently than if a store asked a customer to leave, the store, if the customer refuses, has the right to call the police. And so we would look to each community. We serve 45 communities to make sure that they're still providing that service. I'm not looking to any police police force to go in and become a new masking police, just to provide support when stores are needing help with people getting upset. So once again, going back to this map, as I mentioned, we are level red, and we know that these parameters are what have caused us to get there. So there's only one parameter which deals with hospitalizations increasing over a 5-day period that we are not yet failing to meet. So if we don't change one more of these back down, then we know that on Thursday, when the governor does his press conference, we will end up in purple. As I mentioned, we don't think that will change much with regards to what we're doing as a county, but I would prefer to stay red, quite frankly. And the last slide I'll have, and then I'll open it up to questions, is, there's no vaccine here for COVID-19. What can I do? And the same messaging I've been talking about since February still applies. First of all, we want people to keep sick at home. Even if you got a COVID test and you come back negative, next week you can still be sick for COVID-19. So we're really encouraging people to stay home if they're feeling sick. In addition, cover your cough with the crook of your arm. Wash your hands if you have access to a sink. If you don't, use hand sanitizer. Social distance whenever possible. I know it's hard. I know it's summer. I know we want to get back together with families and friends, but we don't want to let our guard down. We want to protect each other and keep grandma and grandpa healthy and out of the hospital. And then lastly, wear that mask. Let's set the tone by creating the example and making sure we're all being leaders. And when we're out in public, wear that mask is now required by the state of Ohio. I will stop there. I appreciate the opportunity to share with council, and I welcome any questions that you may have. Yes, go ahead.
Me?
Yep.
Oh, there you are.
Yep.
Okay. The question I had is, have you seen a rise in our teenage young adult population?
We are seeing, with regards to COVID-19, an increase in the younger ages. So once again, I won't be able to show you specific to Lincoln Heights, but countywide, when you look at cases countywide, you will see. Now it was just there. Oh, there it is. You got to scroll. So with regards to cases, it is increasing the number of cases with our younger populations compared to the older populations. If you even just look at the last few months of data, this won't allow me to break it down, but the same trends hold true. We're seeing many more people under the age of 50 testing positive for COVID-19. Okay. Now it's a little bit misleading. a month and a half, 2 months ago, those individuals did not have access to testing. As you may recall, it was only the sickest individuals. Even sick individuals that were 18 to 20 could go and try and get a test, and they were turned away. So I don't want to say that all of this is perfectly accurate, but it's the best picture we have at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Anyone else? Vice Mayor, you didn't have any question? Oh, I'm sorry, Councilman Daniels. Go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick question even on that. So I see that hospital numbers are still kind of contained, kind of low. Is that because it's a spike in a younger demographic? And a side question with that, just it's not even a debate really, but we've been having conversation amongst council, even how we can kind of just go about having some facilities opened up, i.e. our park, right?
Sure.
Just any recommendations on processes of opening that back up would be helpful as well. So just the first one on just hospitalizations, is there a correlation between the ages and then just any processes that you have about opening up parks and things of that nature?
Absolutely. So I think you're exactly right. The younger individuals tend to not be getting sick as much unless there's some other issue, some other health issue kind of going with their case of COVID-19. In addition, young people tend, if they do get hospitalized, they tend to need less care. So they're able to get out of the hospital system quicker. And so that's a positive impact on the number of hospitalizations that we're seeing. With regards to opening up parks and communities, I think, parks are certainly a way to keep our community healthy. And Lincoln Heights has done lots of great things with your parks over the years. And I've always been proud of the work Lincoln Heights has done. And I've loved the partnerships between Hamilton County Public Health and many in your community. I think, so I guess long story short is I think you should definitely, if possible, get them back open, but it does create a burden on communities because there's an increased level of cleaning and making sure your restrooms are more appropriately stocked. So you're going to just have to outweigh those details. But things like basketball courts and things of that nature are allowed to be open. They're just not allowed to be open for contact sports to occur, like games, for example. But if a couple kids want to go out and shoot hoops, that's permissible at this time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Any other questions, Vice Mayor? I know you. Okay.
Okay, yes, okay. I understand about the basketball courts. If it's just a couple of guys out there playing, blah, 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 blah. What's the number? What number do you stop? What's the number that you stop? Give me a number that, because at first it was 10 and then it went to 8. So how many people can, because when it's time to go back to school, it's going to be 28 or 12.
Fair question. Yeah, so the true number still remains 10. Now, I know a lot of communities are not out there enforcing 10. They're opening up their courts and maybe posting a sign that says 10 maximum. The truth is, if I was running a basketball drill or a basketball scrimmage within a club, we're going to see more than 10 individuals. It's really not the best public health answer because 0 is probably better unless there's all together from the same family. But there does also have to be a balance between the need for some exercise and to get out and COVID-19. So it really comes down to how much effort you as a community want to put into getting these places open. I think I see what you're saying, and I would also want to be careful trying to get in the role of having to shoo people away from a basketball court that you just opened. So in some instances, communities have decided to keep these types of activities closed. In other communities, they've decided it's not worth keeping it closed and they'd rather create some opportunity for some physical activity.
Okay, one more question.
Sure.
Yes, go ahead.
What do you think about, like, at those stations having those portable wash or hand sanitized stations? Do you think guys that play basketball will use it?
I'll tell you what, the behavior I see anymore is people want to hit that hand sanitizer every chance they get. So I would say, yeah. Now, the goal would be if they're using it very often, trying to maintain it. And that's probably going to be the bigger challenge.
Okay. Councilman Daniels, I see your hand up.
Yeah, just a quick, quick follow-up to that. So are any communities doing any type of reservation system, like to kind of know who's using the facility, and then also B, to kind of control numbers?
I am not familiar with it, but I think that's a fantastic idea and a great way to manage a site like that if you're concerned about volume of people showing up.
Appreciate it.
Greg, I had a question real quick. When it comes to, I know council, we've been talking and having conversation about our football field, and I know when I was on one of the calls, they said you can open it up, but hey, like the social distancing thing, and they could only practice, but they would not, at this time, the state would not allow them to play another team.
That's correct. You can do inter-club scrimmages. So if a football team had 40 people, they could break it up and do 20 on 20 or however many, play a game with their own club, but they could not invite another school or another group to come challenge them.
Okay. All right. Ms. Goodwin-Williams, I can't, because he has the screen or something, I can't see, so I don't want to miss anybody.
I'll stop sharing. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. So that's why I couldn't see you all. Ms. Goodwin-Williams, you have any questions regarding the COVID?
No, I'm good. I've been keeping up with it.
Okay.
More than I care to, but I'm good.
Okay. Ms. Mitchell, any question? Okay. I read your lips. What was that? Was a no, ma'am? Okay. Ms. Childs Jeter, you are the safety chair. I'm sure you have a question.
I don't have any question. Great presentation, and we just need to follow wearing our mask and washing our hands more often and staying away from large crowds. And I've been very effective with staying away from all crowds. So thank you for coming out and doing this presentation tonight.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
We are doing testing down at the health center.
Ms. Baber, I know we don't see you, but I see your phone. Okay.
We are doing testing down at the health center on Sundays.
Yep, Miss Lindsay's been a great partner of ours as well, and I'm glad she's able to work with TriHealth to get that opened up in Lincoln Heights directly. And that's no cost testing, my understanding is, and it's no appointment needed as well.
You can walk up, yes.
Okay, that's great. Ms. Childs Jeter, do you know how long they're going to do that?
Ask Ms. Mitchell, who is the chair of the board.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, we do it 2 to 5 on every Sunday through August 16th. August 9th, we will not be in Lincoln Heights. We will be at the Mount Healthy Center on Compton Road.
Okay. All right. And Ms. Baber, I wanted to see if you want to add any questions, because I can't see you because of your phone. Are you available? There you go.
No questions at this time. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Ms. Pope? Thank you. I think she's frozen. Okay. Well, I do want to thank you, Mr. Kesselman, for coming. The village is taking advantage of getting those masks. We have been doing the robocalls and letting our residents know that we are giving individuals, if you need a mask, they're welcome to contact the village. So Ms. Pope has been very instrumental in picking those up. And I've also, the information that you gave, each time we get an update, we've been putting that on our website.
Great. Thank you very much for keeping your community informed. And please let me know if I can ever be of more help.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Greg.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. All right. So we're going to go on to the old business.
Madam Chair, Madam
Yes,
Mayor,
ma'am.
is there an agenda? I can't find one. If it is, can you put it up?
Yeah, she had sent it. I think she sent it again. Was it last night or this morning, Miss
I sent
Lisa?
the agenda today at about 4:15, 4:30. Everyone got a copy of the agenda, I believe. No response?
I'm trying to respond. I was trying to get off mute. I can't always pull mine up and look at it while I want, because I want to look at you all.
Me
You know,
too. I can't see you.
Yeah, if I pull that up and try to find my email, that doesn't work for me. That's why I always ask for a hard copy. But it's okay. See, here we go.
Okay. All right. So, all right. So she has on here regarding the 2021 tax budget. Were we talking about that again on the regular council, Ms. Pope? Or was that an error?
You got your resolution there.
Okay. The second, no, I was looking at something else. I'm sorry. Okay, so on the 2021 tax budget, old business, we have the second reading of resolution number 2020 R18, adopting the 2021 tax budget for the Village of Lincoln Heights for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2021, and submitting the same to the auditor of Hamilton County. Is there any questions on that? Okay. I'm sure this is the second reading. Is that correct? Yeah, second reading. Okay, so the third reading will be at the last council meeting in July. I thought we had this done by a certain day before that. Yeah.
Can we do it now?
Okay. Yeah, so it'll be a second reading with suspend the rules.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So if there's nothing, other questions, thank you, Ms. Pope, for the information that you gave today. It was a great report. Next would be the Acts 118 group home discussions of resolution and attachments. So Ms. Randolph sent everyone the attachments. We're going to be voting on that at the next council meeting, but I wanted to make sure everyone could at their leisure go over the attachments, so we will be able to vote on that, and to also allow, if you all wanted to have anything that you wanted to add on there before we did a second reading. So that's why we're not voting on that today, to give you all an opportunity to review the attachments, which has Miss Lindsay's recommendation letter from the Planning Commission, along with the permit that the Saddlewites gave, along with the minutes. You all have that via email, and in the past meetings, the last 2 years, you have information that goes back that far, but I did want to pull it all together and make that be an attachment so we can vote on that at the next council meeting. Is there any questions on that?
I have a question, Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
On one of the, and I guess I didn't print it out, but there was a set of questions that we received, but did we get the answers?
They should have been in there, because this is the second time we've sent that to council.
Well, I mean,
but the answer should have been in the email. It's like two attachments that she sent.
Well,
but she did.
Go ahead. The attachment Exhibit A is the special exception permit. And then Exhibit B is Mrs. Lindsay's report. But I'm just wondering, but I did not see the answers to all the questions, I guess, that the commission had. I didn't see that. I'll go back and check. But
if they wasn't in there, they were given to council several months back. Miss Randolph?
Yes,
could you elaborate on it?
Was sent, Ms. Mitchell. It's there's 2 packets of information. One of them contains photos, and one set was about 27 pages, I think, and the other one was about 17. So they were sent this afternoon as well.
It was sent this afternoon?
Yes, I resent it this afternoon.
But they've been sent. I just want to say they've been sent before. I just wanted her to bring it back up in case you all could not locate it in past emails, or because we've discussed it last year as well, and those same pictures was given to council back then. Just wanted to bring it all together Okay. There's no questions on that. We'll move on. I thought someone may have wanted a question on it, but I guess we're just ready to get it over with. So I thank Ms. Lindsay for getting that recommendation letter out to us. Okay, next would be the second reading of resolution number 2020 R19, authorizing the renewal of the agreement with the Village of Woodlawn for the fire protection and emergency medical services for the Village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio. Is there any questions? Okay, all righty. Okay. Next would be new business. The first reading of resolution number 2020 R20, a resolution to accept the My Brother Keepers Community Challenge. Thank you, Mr. Daniels, for sending that out, even though we got it later this afternoon, but I know you did give us copies of it a while ago. But I did want to ask you, could you elaborate on that for us, please, sir?
Yeah, no problem. So the main thing is it's nothing that the village really has to do. It's just a part of the process that officially state that the community is behind it. And as we being the community representatives, they would like just like a resolution that's just saying that we're accepting that community challenge, right? That there's some community organization that's going to take on those responsibilities. So as you can already see behind it before, the high school will be in charge of kind of handling those responsibilities of what those goals are on that resolution. So I think we already went over it before, but it's once again, it just for the record's sake, it is entering school ready to learn, reading at a third grade level, graduating from high school ready for college and career, completing post-secondary education for training, successfully entering the workforce, and reducing crime and violence and providing a second chance. Those are the 6 goals and milestones of achievement. So once again, it's just part of the process. And then what happens is once we officially become a My Brother's Keeper city, then Lincoln Heights is now promoted on the My MBK website, the National MBK website. And then it also, all those type of, like I said, milestones will be achieved on. Then once again, Lincoln Heights just continue to put on the forefront as we continue to talk about controlling that narrative. So you have people that have questions, Madam Mayor. I don't know if you want me to bring them in.
I had my head down. I didn't want to miss anybody. I was reading over their material. Vice Mayor?
Is there a curriculum that started, or is it just you all come up with ideas? Is there some set goals and guidelines that comes with this? I mean, because it sounds like a big responsibility, and I want to make sure we're prepared and let everybody know we are prepared for something like this. We need it, but is there a startup curriculum?
Yes, Ms.
Yes, ma'am. So in the process of getting the whole thing started and becoming a official My Brother's Keeper, you have to go through certain orientations through the national chapter, and given COVID, it's allowed you to kind of do that through there. So they have certain policies and curriculum that they want you to follow in order to be able to officially be a My Brother's Keeper partner. So with that being said, once you go through that, they still want you to be able to do what the community needs, right? It's not a one-all fits all, but they do have certain parameters, certain guidelines, a template might be the best way to go about it to fit. So if you're asking about capacity to do it, you have to have certain facilities to do certain things in. So that was checked off. You have to have either a fiscal partner that's willing to back you. That's already been checked off. And your ability to raise funds, and that's already been checked off. So those things have already been set in place. And at this point, the last part is having your community agreeing to take on this challenge.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, I have a couple of questions, Mr. Daniels. So you talk about your action plan. Can we get a copy of the action plan? And
yes.
And you all have a 501?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In section 4, it says that the Village of Lincoln Heights directs the Heights movement. I'm kind of concerned about what do you mean by the village will direct the organization for that,
Because
that's section 4.
Yeah, given any situation, feeling that the village already should have some type of understanding on what the community would need, especially dealing with their young men of color. The village would then be able to direct any type of representative of that organization on this is how you would go, this is how you would move. That way, once again, the village has no responsibility to achieve any of these things other than to reach out to the My Brother's Keeper chapter of Lincoln Heights.
Mr. Daniels, could I ask a question?
Yes, Mr. Sy, go ahead.
I had a concern about that provision as well. So let me just read it in full.
Yes, please.
It says the Village of Lincoln Heights directs the Heights movement to extend the appropriate effort and resources to support the implementation of the My Brother Keeper Lincoln Heights Local Action Plan, including coordinating programs offered by village departments and community endeavors to achieve the My Brother Keeper milestones. It's that last phrase, council directs the Heights movement to support the implementation, including coordinating programs offered by village departments and community endeavors. The way I read that, if I was an advocate for the Heights movement, I would say that that provision authorizes by council the Heights movement to get involved into what I think is really the administrative arm of the village and coordinating programs and offered by the departments. I don't think that was the intent of that language, but it's just the way it's worded. I think legally it could be argued that council, by including that, is authorizing the Heights movement to have some direct involvement and oversight and maybe even decision-making power regarding programs offered by village departments and community endeavors. And I'm sure that when you put this together, this was just off the template you got. So, you know, it's one of those things that just as I read it, I'd like to see that deleted or worded differently. You know, just to make sure that there's no confusion, you know, that really what we're doing here is we're just passing a resolution to say that we support this initiative, but we're not really getting anybody power to get involved in the functions of local government.
Hey, I'm whatever makes it easier, I'm fine. But just to that, if I don't mind, because I see people with their hands up, so I don't want to cut in on people's time.
Ms. Gilman Williams?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Mr. Desai, I kind of read it to be the opposite. To me, it reads as though it gives the village and council power to kind of say what type of programs are happening or should happen with My Brother's Keeper. And Durance, I'm sure that that is not what you want. So and I agree, Mr. Desai, maybe it should say that, you know, with support maybe might be the word. Because I read it, to me it said the opposite, that it was giving council and the village the authority to say what happens, what type of programs happen, or, you know, programming would happen.
Understood.
Right. When I got a couple of hands, Vice Mayor, and then Ms. Jeter and this Ms. Mitchell.
I pass.
You pass. Ms. Charles Jeter?
Yes, Councilman Daniels, because this is Obama's initiative for My Brother's Keepers, there should have been some document, a template that came along with this that would be for the village or for the city or for whatever organization is going to become involved with this. So did you have anything of that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, and I believe I sent that to everybody a few weeks ago as well. So the template was in there, and that's what this was based upon. But once again, I try to be easy, so I don't want to make this difficult. I think taking that out, I don't think that changes what we're trying to do, Brother Deepak. Unless
I
you
agree.
disagree. So yeah. So once again, yeah.
It doesn't change it. And just before I forget, there is a section above that, section 3.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I want to talk about.
So I think when this was being put together, I think someone must have been using my old legislation, and section 3 deals with the CARES Act. So section 3 should be deleted.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so the template that they originally had was one from Houston. So I tried to take the one from Houston and put it together from ours. So I must have just been an oversight on my end. So
yeah, I mean, is this time sensitive? Do we need to pass this through emergency powers tonight, or could we do it at July 27th meeting?
Yeah. That's not. I mean, that's fine. I just know that we're about to go into August. So yeah. So.
If it's okay with you and it's okay with council, and we're not up against some type of deadline that we want to make sure we don't miss, I can take what you put together and then I can correct the 2 things we've discussed. And then there were just a couple minor typos that I saw. I can correct those too and have it ready to go for the 27th, if that pleases everybody.
So you didn't write this?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, Mr. Daniel sent it, and that's why I wanted us to, I want to acknowledge that he sent
gotcha,
it. But we needed to
gotcha.
have a discussion.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But for his first attempt at drafting legislation was pretty darn good.
That's what I was gonna say. That was pretty darn good.
Yeah. Ms. Mitchell?
So I just have, Mr. Daniel, so in the email that you sent, you said that the law committee, we moved to recommend taking on this challenge.
We recommend bringing it to council to talk about it.
Oh, okay, but your email said that we recommended taking it, like as if we recommended passing it, but I couldn't. When I went through I don't have the last minutes, but for the June meeting, it wasn't in the July meeting we just did.
Meeting that happened on last Monday.
Huh, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't have those minutes, and so I couldn't find it. I thought maybe it was back, but
Okay,
I just didn't remember that. So okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
just for us to look at it for the first time. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Mayor, if I could just
yes, go
mention
ahead.
one other thing, and I'm sorry, I'm just worried I'm going to forget it. We do need to add a piece of legislation under new business for tonight. It's the legislation creating the position of the assistant manager and confirming what Donna Pope has done as the assistant manager. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the discussion about the MBK. I just wanted to make sure I didn't forget that.
Okay, we need to, well, that'll be the next thing we talk about. That's gonna be under new business. Okay, so are we done? So let me go back to my brother's keeper. So since we have some work to do on there, we're gonna need to scratch it off of the regular council's agenda then. So I would have to make a motion to amend to.
Or alternatively, you could just do a first reading.
The first reading,
Yeah,
okay.
and then I can do the stuff we talked about and bring it to the next meeting if that's okay.
Okay, okay. All right, so we'll need a motion for just a first reading only. All right.
Madam Mayor, does that have a number? Is there a number to go with that?
Yes, it's 20.
Okay.
Mayor? Madam
Yes,
Mayor?
ma'am.
The first reading of resolution number 2020-R-20 is under new business on the regular council meeting agenda. It's on page 2.
I know, that's why I was asking, did I need to scratch it? But we're gonna do a first reading on it. That was the question.
Okay.
Because I knew you had it on the regular council meeting. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go.
Control make me a co-host so I can share the assistant manager resolution.
Yeah, thank you.
Deepak, did you send that to us late?
No, I sent that on July 1st.
Oh, I'm late. Okay.
Missed that one.
I missed that one, so.
Must have been over the weekend.
Yeah, so does anybody, Jeannie, are you the person controlling this? Could you make me a host so I can share screen?
Jeannie, you're on mute.
I got him as a co-host. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, can everybody see that? Okay, so this is, I guess would be 2020-0-21, Ms. Randolph, is what we'll number this.
It's an ordinance. I think it would be a different number because the resolution, we're at resolution 20. So
good point.
I'm not sure if we've had a ordinance this year already.
Okay.
I can't recall.
Doesn't
So it
seem
might
like
be one or
it.
two.
Yeah.
Would you be able
But
to
everything's been resolutions.
Okay, so if you'd be able to take a look in between meetings just to confirm that?
I will, yes.
Okay, so let's presume it's the first ordinance, so it would be 2020-0-1. It's the ordinance establishing a new position for an assistant village manager. And you can see that it's pretty short, but it basically just says, whereas the council for the village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, has determined it is in the best interest of the residents of the village of Lincoln Heights to create a new position for an assistant village manager. And whereas council approves nunc pro tunc of the village manager's appointment of Donna Pope to fill the position of the assistant village manager effective January 6, 2020. The reason I put the nunc pro tunc language in there, which is Latin for now, for then, is because Mr. Dukes, effective January 6, 2020, had elevated Ms. Pope to that position. And so what I'm trying to do, and some of you have been around for a little while, remember this, sometimes when we have to go back and ordain something that happened in the past, we use the nunc pro tunc language. So that's all that means, is that now for then as if we would have approved it on January 6th. Section 1, pursuant to Title 3, Chapter 37, Section 37.05 of the Code of Ordinances for the Village of Lincoln Heights, council hereby creates, again, nunc pro tunc, the new position of an assistant village manager for the Village of Lincoln Heights effective January 6, 2020. Accordingly, the following language shall be added to Title 3, Chapter 36 as Section 36.10, and that's going to be Assistant Village Manager, subsection A. There is established the position of the Assistant Village Manager, subsection B. This position is to assist in the duties of the Village Manager as outlined in Article 3 of the Charter for the Village of Lincoln Heights and Title 3, Part 1, Chapter 31 of the Village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio Code of Ordinances. So I'm basically in subsection B just tracking what the manager's duties are, both under our charter and under our Code of Ordinances, and saying that's what he or she is supposed to help out with. Section 2, I won't read in its entirety. It's essentially the one that directs the clerk of council to send this to American Legal Publishing so that they put it online, so that when people, including myself, go to research our Code of Ordinances, it will appear in the online portfolio. Section 3, council hereby approves nunc pro tunc of the village manager's appointment of Donna Pope to fill the position of the assistant village manager effective January 6, 2020. Furthermore, council hereby ratifies and approves all actions of Ms. Pope in her role as assistant manager from January 6, 2020 to the date of passage of this ordinance. So there's two pieces to that. The first sentence is, okay, we've established the position, but we haven't actually put somebody in it. And the first sentence of section 3 says Donna Pope's going to be the assistant village manager. The second sentence about ratifying and approving all actions of Ms. Pope from January 6th to the date of passage is sort of a belt and suspender thing. I do it with a lot of my corporate minutes. I just, in case I didn't call anything out specifically, I just want to make sure nobody comes back and says, well, you didn't specifically authorize him or her to do this. So if Donna has done anything in her role as assistant manager, that sentence is designed to ratify and approve it so that nobody can challenge it. No third party, no outside party could challenge it. Section 4 is just the standard emergency clause. And that's really it. The rest of it's just the signatures and record of votes cast. Anybody have any questions about it?
Can you roll that up to the front so I can write it down for when I give the motion? Ordinance number. Any questions, council?
I have a question, Mayor.
Huh?
I have a question. So, Mr. Deepak, you do not have to put in amount that she will receive for that office or anyone in that position. That is to be determined by her boss or whoever's in that position's boss.
Well, yeah, so it's not required that we put it in, but as part of the, not the tax budget process, but the budget that we do at the end of the year that we pass for operating for the following year, that's where council goes through and authorizes the various salaries.
Okay.
And so that's the to your second question, council will at that point, once again, go through and authorize for the manager's department, if you will, the different line item amounts.
Okay, thank you. I need to ask that question so we won't have to ask it later.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, Mr. Desai? Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Desai.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Is there any miscellaneous business? Okay. All right. Okay. Before I adjourn, we're gonna adjourn, but let you all know if y'all want to take a 5-minute, we can do that. Is there a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right. No nays. All right. 5-minute recess or 5-minute break.
Okay, Mayor, I'm gonna look and see if we have this as an ordinance. I don't think we do, but I'll check it.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Hey, Josh, are you still there? Josh?
Obviously not.
Okay.
Hey, Lisa.
Yes.
So,
I'm trying to check on the ordinance. Is it something I need for tonight's meeting? Because we only got 5 minutes and I wanted to check.
I don't know who can share the my report.
I'm not
I've sent it to
sure
everybody.
either. I'm trying to get on to check about the ordinance for the 2020.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Mitchell, you're still open. Your mic.
How much more time do we have, Mayor?
It's about that time. Oh, Lord, I
Mayor?
put the screen up. I'm here.
I just checked. I did not find any ordinance for 2020, but I just need 2 more minutes to go real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, because I
Okay.
just checked for that. So I didn't have a chance to break, but I'm gonna have to do it right now.
Okay.
Okay.
But I did send you and Solicitor Deepak Desai an email stating that we do not have any ordinance for 2020. I'll be right back.
Oh, I saw it. Thanks. The screen messed up. I can't see anybody anymore. I don't know what I done did here.
I've been over here talking, thinking that my thing was off of mute.
I didn't
Like,
hear
why
you.
ain't nobody answering me?
I'm up here messing with the screen. All I see, I blew the screen. I don't know what I done did. I might have to come back in and go back out. I just see me. This thing is in my way. It's got share, participants. Lord.
Mayor, just go into that, it has like 6 or 9 blocks and hit that one. Did she already go out?
The waffle.
No, I'm here. I'm listening. I just
one.
see me.
Cause I did that too, and my name was.
I just see me. Time out. Josh has started the screen. It's got, oh Lord.
Ask Josh. Josh is right there.
Josh, Mayor got issues.
Yes.
You gotta do the thumbnail. I mean the.
Who can share the screen so that my finance report can be shared?
I think,
Deepak,
let me see,
you
probably-
can keep Deepak on it.
Oh, I didn't. You know what? I don't think I sent Deepak one.
That way he
yeah,
doesn't have to switch it back.
him or Durant's.
What happened to you, Vice Mayor?
I am, but I don't know how to get down there and start fooling around with that stuff.
I done already jacked up stuff.
I'm in
Oh.
training right now on this, Linda. So
Me,
I'll be
I've
ready
been
when
on
school
training.
start back.
I'm gonna have to go in and come back out. Shoot.
No,
Hit
you're
your,
not. You just.
go over to your red X and hit on the red X and see what happens. If it put you out, then you can come back in.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's gonna make me. I'm at the.
Oh, we missed the mayor.
He left.
Ruby's coming back.
Is everybody back?
You're back.
Yeah,
there you go.
everybody back?
No, no.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I can't see everybody else.
He's got the screen up, it's on pause.
Okay, good.
I guess.
Yeah, I see this. I usually can see everybody on the side, but I can't. Oh, wait a minute. Let me roll this down. There we go. All right. There's Mr. Byrne is there. Kathy, Deepak, Tanya's waiting to talk to us. I got Kathy. I think it's enough of us to go ahead and start. 1, 2. Okay. All right, I think we're ready to go. Josh, are we ready?
Go ahead.
Did I do that?
3, 4. Okay. Miss Randolph, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. The Village of Lincoln Heights regular council meeting is now in session. Today's date is Monday, July 13th. The time is now 7:57. Roll call, Ms. Randolph,
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree,
present.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Present.
Councilman Durant Daniels,
Present.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Present.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Present.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Present.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Present.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Present.
We have 7 who are present. We do have a quorum, Mayor.
Okay, all right. Is there a motion for the acceptance of the agenda?
Motion for the acceptance of the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved in second for acceptance of the agenda.
Before we do that, Mayor, don't we need to amend new business to add the 2020-0-1?
Yeah, I forgot. And she said it's ordinance number 1.
You rescind that motion?
Yes. Rescind. Can y'all rescind it?
I rescind the motion to accept the agenda.
Okay. All right. All righty. Motion to amend the agenda, adding ordinance number 2020-01. Assistance, establishing a new position for assistant village manager.
Motion to
So-
accept.
Second.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. All righty. Motion in order. Let me say something. Motion in order for filing of the journal.
Mayor, I'm sorry to interrupt. So we had a motion to amend the agenda in a second. Did we have a roll call vote on that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Roll call.
Councilman Durant Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
We have 7 aye votes, the motion passed.
All right, thank you. Motion in order for filing of the journal for the committee of the whole meeting minutes from June 22nd and regular council meeting minutes for June 22nd.
Motion to accept filing of the journals for June 22nd, committee of the whole and regular council meeting with any necessary corrections.
There a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, any nays? Okay. All right, all ayes have it. Announcements? Councilman Daniels, any announcement for you?
No announcements at this time, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Childs Jeter?
Yes. If you received an envelope in the mail from the Voter Participation Center and you're not sure about it, you can always call the Voter Board of Elections and ask if you are a registered voter, or you can go online and find out. So do not be afraid of this. If there's someone in your household who has not registered to vote, you can use the form, send it to Board of Elections in Hamilton County. So I'm getting calls about this, so I want everyone to know that don't be afraid of the document. You can always find the answer at the Hamilton County Board of Elections. So get out and register people to vote, and also fill out the census. Complete the census. Thank you. That's all that I have for right now.
Thank you. Ms. Baber, any announcement for you?
No announcements at this time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Kathy Goodwin Williams?
None at this time.
Okay. Vice Mayor Stinson?
I
Any
have no
announcements?
announcements. I have no announcements. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Mitchell, any announcement for you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I don't have any announcements either. All right. Okay, Ms. Pope, any announcement for you?
No announcements.
Okay.
Wait a minute, Mayor. Maybe one thing, one little reminder that I think the tax deadline is Wednesday.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, I know this Wednesday, I think the 15th is the deadline to take care of your taxes from the extension that we had.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're right.
Mayor,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
have we heard anything about our children returning to school? Have they sent any information from Princeton?
Go ahead, Ms. Mitchell.
I was just gonna say, there's a meeting, we all received something from Princeton. There's a meeting at the Sharonville Convention Center with the Sharonville Chamber of Commerce, where Superintendent Burton is going to talk about that. And today is the last day, I think, to register. So if you check your email.
It was at noon today, at noon, and there's a $35 fee.
It's Thursday.
Yeah, but today is the
It's
last day
Thursday.
to register.
Yeah, you had to register by today, but there's a $35 fee.
And it's Thursday. Yeah, I paid that. I took care of that.
Actually, it was $30 because we are considered business partners, but I
Okay.
paid the 35 too. I didn't see the print at the bottom, but it's all good.
So because I didn't see that document, is it in person or is it Zoom?
It's in person.
In person, but they might be doing Zoom. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
All right. All right, thank you.
Oh, you know what, Mayor?
Yes.
I do know, because at the Princeton Education Foundation, what he mentioned was that they're going to do like an A and B schedule, A through L, M through Z. And then you will have a choice if you want to do homeschool or online, but you'd have to do it for at least one semester or the whole year. That's what he said, but I guess he will confirm that at this meeting.
Okay.
Those were the options, the three options that were given in the parent survey. Those were the three options. And they haven't collected all of the data yet on that. Because they also, today was the deadline for teachers to get their survey in. So if today was the deadline, they still collecting data. But those were the three options.
Okay. All right. All right. Thanks. All righty. Okay. Is there no further announcements? Did we have any hearings from the residents, Ms. Randolph?
No, Mayor.
Okay. All right. All right. Communications to council from the clerk of council, Ms. Lisa Randolph.
There's nothing at this time, Mayor.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Communications from the mayor. In your packet, I'll be reporting on the June 20th month-end bank reconciliation. As of June 7th, Lincoln Heights Mayor's Court monthly report for June 2020. Total to the state, $309.50. Area fines to external agencies, $0. Total to other entities, including restitution, $10.50. Total bonds forfeited to the village, $0. Total to the village, including miscellaneous receipts and adjustments and BA fees, $2,460.97. Total to be dispersed, $2,780.97. Any questions? Vice Mayor?
Is this from the first month opening back up, Mayor?
I kind of think, yeah.
Yeah, I'm impressed with these numbers for the first month. I really am. I thought it was going to be lower than that. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to say for the residents that may find themselves coming into Mayor's Court, and we're going to have a guest speak in a few minutes, but we are practicing social distancing for anyone that's watching. When you come into court, you are given a mask if you do not have one, and whoever comes that's on the docket, they are sitting 6 feet apart. So we are doing that, and the magistrate prosecutor, they do have glass petitions in front of them along with the clerk of court. So yes, I was surprised, but people are coming out and they're wanting to take care of their obligation. Okay, all right. Is there a motion to accept the mayor's communication report? Mayor's court report?
So move to accept the mayor's report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
any nays? All right, next would be communications from the Assistant Village Manager, Ms. Donna Pope.
I don't have any.
Okay,
I have
All
a
right.
question.
yes, ma'am,
Can I ask Ms. Donna Pope a question?
you sure can.
Okay. Are we doing anything about summer help?
No, we're not.
Okay, why are we not going to get any help? And is there any way that we could start working on going back to internship? It seems to me that with the code enforcement situation and the amount of employees that we have, that we need some summer help. If there's money left over from a road that didn't get paved, or wherever that one money is from somebody didn't sue us, we need to figure that out and get some help so that we could do some things or get some
Okay,
things accomplished. That's just
we'll look
my
at those.
opinion.
We'll look at those
Yes, Ms.
numbers
Pope.
and see what we can do as far as summer help and or internships or
Why did we stop
seasonal.
that?
seasonal.
We ran out of funds.
Excuse me.
Ms. Pope, she asked why we're not participating this year.
In just hiring somebody for the summer,
Mhm.
period.
Yes.
Both.
Or
The summer program that we haven't done in a couple of years, as well as some help with, we always find somebody to help us out in the summer, but we're not. And I know
The
we're trying to
seasonal?
save money, yet seasonal.
Okay,
Yes.
the seasonal help and the summer help, if you all recall, Mr. Dukes had ordered the new equipment, the skid steer, it came, and he was dependent on that to be able to help the service guys and to make their positions or make their jobs less physical, because this new piece of equipment has attachments to it, so it could do a lot more. And so that's why he was not concerned with hiring seasonal employees.
And how is that working out? If we got 3 people, how many people does it take to work the machine? Do we got to
One.
train them first? Is that going to be
One.
something else? We got to train them. How many people work? 3 people, cutting grass. What else do we do? Pave the signs that we need done. We need to do better with
enforcement.
usually when we
Exactly. Okay. All right. I see some hands flaring. Mr. Daniels?
Yeah, no, just to that point, because I guess there's ample bodies. I guess even if is there regulations on age, on who can do certain things that's around here? Like for instance, if you're 16, I can give you at least about 5 to 10, 16, 18-year-olds that can do some type of work within the community. You know what I mean? Like once again, to Ms. Jeannie's point, if you have 3 workers trying to do service work, and even if it's just trash or things like that nature, is there any type of regulations where you have even kids that are 16, 18 that can do some type of, I'm asking, anything that they can do to assist? So we can put them on a regular schedule starting probably next week.
Okay. As the assistant village manager and the finance director, it wasn't my call to bring on summer workers, and he did not want to do that this year because he was, he said this piece of equipment was going to lighten up their positions a whole lot. And it was already designed where that one service worker was also going to be the code enforcer. So he knew that there was just 3 people in that position. The code enforcer was going to be scheduled to work on code enforcement issues on Tuesdays and Thursdays. He was training that person for code enforcement. He hasn't been here, so that kind of fell through. Mr. Willis is actually doing some code enforcement issues. And Mr. Willis also is the service director. So
I'm just
Hold on, because I got 4 hands up. We're gonna go around and get everybody. I promise. Ms. Williams,
yeah, I just kind of wanted to, when we talk about hiring like summer youth workers, I think that's what we're referring to. So didn't some of the money come from some other programs to kind of help offset what we would pay? Was it like a joint effort? And I don't think that those programs are happening out in the city, because we will pull from the
Talbert House.
Yeah, from those programs, and they would actually fund, either fully fund or partially fund, but they're not even doing the program this year.
No, the Talbert House programs are not happening this year, and that's what we
usually pull from there.
Yeah, right. They would pay the summer workers, and they would just send them out to different locations. Right. But that program is not happening this year.
Is that how we paid Drew last year through the summer help
Drew was
program?
seasonal, so
no, I'm talking about kids.
He wasn't part of the kids of course, the kids program.
I'm talking about seasonal and kids.
But the kids program is not happening. Seasonal, Drew, we had 3 guys last year that were 2 guys are part of the seasonal program.
Miss Mitchell?
Yes,
you had your hand up.
To piggyback off of what Councilwoman Goodwin Williams said. So when we were talking about doing the budget and early on, I mentioned that we should contact Easter Seals and that we should contact Community Action Agency to see how we can get those students, and that we needed to do it early. All right. So the other thing is that when we're talking about seasonal, and we want to do that, then we have to put that in the budget. We got to talk about it. And so, but when Mr. Dukes indicated that, you know, having this equipment, that kind of took away from that. But, you know,
The
I don't
kids,
think that we have, if we look at our budget, it doesn't have our seasonal on there. If it does, there isn't any money on the line, you know, when we did our budget. So we have to, if that's what we think we need for the summer, then we have to do that. And if we want to try to have our own youth program, which we could, we have to start early and plan it and make sure that we have supervisors for them. And we can do that program ourselves. You know, it's kind of late in the day now to do it. So we have to know to do that next year. And that would be a perfect thing for the Recreation Committee to take on.
Councilman Daniels?
Is there any work that you can, that you need 16 to 18-year-olds to do? I'm just asking, is there anything that you need them to do that can lift over 45 pounds?
Volunteer?
I'm just asking, Ms. Pope, like, you know, because I mean, whatever. I'm just asking if there's certain work that needs to be done.
Those kids are not going to work for free.
A lot of work.
I'm just once again, I'm just asking, is there work that needs to be done, Ms. Pope? That, because I'm not going to, we don't need to bring them around. They're just going to be standing around. They can't even, like, they can't cut the grass, right? Because if there's some type of regulation, then there's no point in bringing them, right? If they're just going to be, like, is there work that you need them to do that, like, that's immediate things that you need them to do that we can get them in-house ASAP? If not, then, you know, we'll go another route. But I'm asking, is there something that you need for them to do?
The issue is the financial part of this. We're not going to bring them in-house Monday because we didn't budget for them to be in-house Monday. And then the seasonal position, that position, filling that position was taken away by the purchase of the skid steer, because the skid steer is supposed to make their jobs less physically challenging. So they should be able to do, why he click off?
I'm listening. Okay. No, I'm just saying, no, I get that, all that. And I get everything that you're saying. I'm just saying, in a perfect world, let's say somebody else was paying for the kids. Is there something that you need them to do?
We wouldn't put them on the lawnmowers because they're, you know, the insurance factor of that, because we have those riding lawnmowers. To pick up debris, garbage, yeah, they can do that. Are we going to pay them to do that? No, we're not going to pay them.
Water the flowers.
I'm not asking. They're going to come down here, but I don't think they're going to come down here. I probably
don't worry about that. I'm just saying, we're just talking. One thing, I'm sorry, I don't mean to talk over anybody. I just want to make sure I'm clear with my statement. I'm not talking about, we're just talking about trash cleanup, then we could just have a community trash day, right? And where Ms. Jeannie, I think what Ms. Jeannie brought up is that the service department might need extra help, you know, besides just cleaning up. So is there stuff that you need them to do, even if it's a part of even some type of training thing or whatever? Like I said, if somebody else funds it, let's say that in a perfect world, if somebody else funds it.
In a perfect world?
Yes, in a perfect world. In a perfect world, is there stuff that you need them to do even besides trash cleanup? Because anybody can do that.
Does the service department could probably use more physical bodies right now? They probably could. Are they budgeted for it? No, they're not. Is there something, the 16-year-old through 18-year-old, you would definitely have to train them on everything. They wouldn't have to. Not everything. I mean, not all 16-year-olds. Some of them have some experience there. But as far as pothole, you're going to have to train them how to do that. And of course, they won't do that. They can't do that on their own. Putting up street signs, you're going to have to train them on that. So they can't do that on their own. So is there a program that we have right now that we can do that? No.
I was just wondering, I just wondered what the need was. That's all I need to know, what the need was. Let's not worry about the costs. I was wondering what the need was.
Ms. Mitchell, I got
You
two,
would
I
have,
got two more
after,
questions.
as Ms.
I'll
I
have
got
Mitchell
Miss
Bobby for
said.
you.
Mitchell.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
hold on.
sorry.
I got Miss Mitchell and Miss Jeter, her hand gonna fall off in a minute. Go ahead.
So, so Ms. Pope, I suggest if Mr. Daniels is looking to do that, I mean, if there are some things that these youth can do on their own, because if we take the time right now to train them, that's taking away labor time that we can do to be productive. But one of the things I would like to always say, I think the litter pickup is essential. It's essential all over the village. And the other thing is that, you know, if somebody wants to volunteer, you're going to pay them to do that. Let's put somebody on a regular schedule to come in and keep our village hall looking nice, because our flowers are dying. Because nobody's watering them. They're not watering them. That's an easy thing to do. So I think that we can find some things for them to do, especially if we have literature to pass out for the census, for the pantry. So there are some things that probably could be done. But I just think we just can sit down and come up with a list. But the training piece takes time away from what our guys need to be doing anyway. And again, I just want to say we can plan for that. We need to plan for that for next year. We need to start now.
Okay. Miss Giles Jeter.
Yes, in my opinion, I don't think you need to hire any students for this summer due to COVID-19. We have to think about that and then bring back a plan for 2021. That is my opinion on it. And as for the adults, that's a different situation there. But right now, we need to be aware of what's going on out there in the public. And that's COVID has taken over time when we could have been using it differently.
Okay.
So
Vice
be
Mayor.
considerate. Yeah,
I'm
be
sorry.
considerate.
Go ahead. Okay, thank you. Vice Mayor, and then we're going to introduce our clerk of court.
I think that we need to plan for next year. I think that we need to plan to train our kids. We keep complaining about training them. Training means trade. Some of our kids ain't going to college. Some of them can't go to Scarlet Oak. Some of them get kicked out early. They need to be working. Training means trade. Jobs in the long run. They're going to stay here, buy homes at a road that they help fix. We got to look at the bigger picture. Our babies ain't just, we got to do something. Let's plan for next year.
Right.
Find the money for that. Find me 70,000. Yeah.
Okay. Well said, Vice. Well said. All right. Next, we are going to have our introduction of our clerk of court, Miss Tanya Perkins.
Welcome.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Laverne.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right.
I'm excited. I'm glad to be a part of the village. So I'm just happy to be there. I don't know what else to say.
She's so shy. I just wanted to take the opportunity to welcome you to the Village of Lincoln Heights. Along with I know council, some of them have been able to stop by, but I just wanted to, Miss Terry, she did her retirement. It went well, but we have another lady to take the torch and do marvelous things in Mayor's Court. So in the future, myself, Clerk of Council and Clerk of Court will be getting together, putting our heads together and making both of those departments run very well. Ms. Perkins has already, she came in the door thinking of ways of how we can pay our residents can pay their tickets over the phone and the internet. And that was something that Ms. Terry had been talking about, and maybe we can, some of the funding that Ms. Pope mentioned that is built up, we can definitely have money to possibly do that. So thank you, Ms. Perkins, for coming in the door with ideas.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
You too.
Too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. All right, everybody.
We had a guest and I done got all riled up. I'm embarrassed now.
Now you're just being yourself. It's all good.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
all good. All right. Next is the committee report from the finance chair, Laverne Mitchell.
Mr. Desai, did you get it? I sent it to you so that you could share it, or somebody else could share it.
Let me take a look.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like I've got the finance report from the meeting from June 15th, 2020.
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me just a moment here and I'll share it.
And I sent it to everybody.
Okay.
There you go, ma'am.
Thank you. So this is the Finance Committee meeting report. Under the meeting summary, we have our fund reconciliation, the general ledger or the general account. We show the beginning balance, and then we show the receipts all the way to the withdrawals. So our ending balance, our beginning balance was $1,218,923. And our end balance was $975,113.33. The bank reconciliation, I'm showing the adjusted bank book balance. I do not show the property taxes, but the property taxes are included in there. So the adjusted bank book balance, $1,083,184. Our receipts for the month, $108,558.85. Our expenses, $219,338.98. And the unexpended balance at the end of the month of May was $972,404. So then we have our revenue and our expense report. Our revenue for month to date was $109,418. Year-to-date revenue was $1,205,568. The estimated revenue that we expect for 2020 is $2,534,086. So we are halfway there, basically. Our expense report as of May 31st, month-to-date expenses was $220,234. Our year-to-date expenses, $1,077,400. The appropriation that we had decided in terms of our expenses would be $2,783,226. I want to add that our expenses are lower for 2020 than they were in 2019. Then we have our earnings tax revenue. Residential, $5,425. The business, $1,611. And our withholding is $30,700 for a total of $37,736. And I believe that's a high number, isn't it, Ms. Pope? Is Ms. Pope still around?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay.
Yes, that is for this month, for the month of May.
Okay, thank you. And so our action items are listed. We're looking for the information on the activities and events for the Census Rapid Response, what the grant said it would pay for. The explanation of Memorial Park project, and we kind of cleared that up a little bit today, where at first we had put down the $22,000, which was our match, 25% match that we had to do, but we had not included the amount that we're going to get from the ODNR Nature Works grant, which is set somewhere between 74 and 79,000. So we had to make sure that we put that amount that we were going to receive into that particular line item. And for our mini grant with Hamilton County, we need legislation to set up the new fund for that. Ms. Baber and Ms. Daniels were to provide a written budget and requisition forms for the senior graduation event. We asked for a list of items purchased from Black Diamond Uniforms for the PPE. We need to correct the name on fund number 217, which was saying Community Development Block Grant, and it says something else, but it's actually the Community Development Block Grant, I believe. And then we need to change the fund 328. That's what I was talking about earlier. So that goes with Memorial Park. We sort of had a recommendation, but we didn't get a motion. The Vice Mayor suggested that we set up the hand sanitizing stations and hand washing stands be placed throughout the village, especially on the field, if we were going to open the field up and the basketball court. And then I requested that the administration hold several information sessions for the home improvement program because we have those funds, and to my knowledge, they have not been expended, or no recommendations have been made for someone to do that. And we did go through the application and found some corrections that needed to be made. And it seemed like some of the information may not have been too clear. So I'm suggesting that we hold some information sessions so people know how to fill it out, so we can get that out and about and get some property improvement. That ends my report.
Okay. Is there any questions for Ms. Mitchell regarding the finance report? Okay, if there's no questions, is there a motion to accept the finance committee report?
I move to accept the finance committee report.
I'll second that.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any nays?
Mr. Daniels has a question.
Ms. Baber had her hand up, so I didn't know if she meant that on purpose or not, but she has her hand up, so.
Oh, okay. I just see her phone. Ms. Baber?
I don't know if anybody else sees that or not as well.
I can't.
Ms. Laverne has one too, though.
Okay.
Oh, if mine is still up, that was from a long time ago.
Oh.
Okay.
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 It doesn't work for the mayor. You got to fly your hands around the air.
Well, no,
Okay,
she does.
well,
I don't see her. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
My comment was to Ms. Laverne. So we need to omit that Black Diamond that was on that invoice or on that the paperwork for that graduation, because that didn't happen.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we stopped at all in favor on that. I think y'all said aye. Yeah, because we was at the end of it.
Yeah.
I think you all said aye, yeah. And I was about to say no, yay. So, okay. Thanks, Ms. Baber, for pointing that out.
All right. And my hand was up prior to, but you didn't see it. All right. Thank you.
It's because I only see your phone on the screen because I'm not the host unless I go on to the participants and I can see it over there. I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. Daniels, for pointing out. So I know I'm gonna have to have that side open to see the hand, because by her on the phone, I can't see her. Okay. All right. All right. Is there any old business? Okay. New business.
You know, Mayor, it may be appropriate, since we are doing second readings on R18 and R19, to just go ahead and take those under old business.
Okay, that's what they should have been. They may have been put there in error. They should have been in old business. All right, let's Bring them up to old business. Okie dokie. Okay. Motion order for resolution number for the second reading of 2020 R18, resolution adopting the 2021 tax budget for the Village of Lincoln Heights for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2021, and submitting the same to the Auditor of Hamilton County. What's your pleasure, council?
Motion that we read by title only.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilman Durant Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
We have 7 aye votes, the motion passed. Excuse me. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, resolution number 2020-R-18. Resolution adopting the 2021 tax budget for the Village of Lincoln Heights for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2021, and submitting the same to the Auditor of Hamilton County.
Motion in order to suspend the rules for resolution 2020 R18.
Motion to suspend.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilman Durant Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
We have 7 aye votes, the motion passed.
Motion in order for the passage of resolution 2020 R18.
So moved.
There a second?
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call. It's been moved in second. Roll call. Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilman Durant Daniels.
Yes.
We have 7 aye votes, the motion passed.
Okay. Is there a motion for the emergency clause of resolution 2020 R18?
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter, Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilman Durant Daniels.
Yes.
We have 7 aye votes, the motion passed.
Okay. Motion in order for the second reading of resolution number 2020 R19. Resolution authorizing the renewal of the agreement with the Village of Woodlawn for fire protection and emergency medical services for the Village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio.
Motion to suspend.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Did I hear motion to
Suspend.
suspend?
If this, do we have to read this 3 times if you have already read it once?
This is the second reading.
Yeah, so we should do the second reading and then do the motion to suspend.
Okay.
Yeah,
So if you don't mind withdrawing that motion, and then if we could have a
Motion to draw, I withdraw the motion.
Okay.
okay. All
And-
right, yes,
But
sir.
to your point, since we're on the second reading, we don't need a motion to read it by title. By
Right.
default, we read it by title.
Right.
Okay. Where we at?
So I be,
So I think you just, if Ms.
Read.
Randolph could just read Resolution 2020-R19 by title, then we can move on to a motion to suspend, but she should just read it by title first.
okay.
Okay.
Village of Lincoln Heights, Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, resolution number 2020-R-19. Resolution authorizing the renewal of the agreement with the Village of Woodlawn for fire protection and emergency medical services for the Village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio.
Okay.
Motion to
All
suspend.
right. Now, motion in order to suspend the rules for resolution
Motion.
2020 R.
I guess I
19.
wasn't loud enough. I said it when she finished.
All right. Is there?
Second,
Okay, thank you. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber, Councilwoman Phyllis Baber, you're on mute.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Yep. thank you. Councilman Durance Daniels.
Yes.
We have 7 aye votes, the motion passed.
Motion for passage of resolution 2020 R-19
So moved.
has been moved. And second, is there a second? And
Second,
second by Vice Mayor. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
did she say yes?
Yes.
Okay. Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
thank you. Councilman Durance Daniels.
Yes.
We have 7 aye votes, the motion passed.
Motion in order for the emergency clause of resolution 2020 R-19.
So
Motion.
moved,
It's
Second.
been moved and second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilman Durance Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
Yes.
7 aye votes, the motion passed.
Okay. All right. Motion in order for the first reading of resolution number 2020 R-20, a resolution to accept the My Brother's Keeper Community Challenge.
So moved, to read it by title only.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
One moment here. Councilman Durance Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes,
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumfree,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter.
Yes.
We have 7 aye votes. The motion passed. Trying to find it. Give me one moment here. I had it earlier. Just one moment. Okay, Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, resolution number 2020-R-20. A resolution to accept the My Brother's Keeper Community Challenge.
All right. Motion order for ordinance number 2020-01, ordinance establishing a new position for assistant village manager.
Oh,
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilman Durance Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
No.
We have 6 aye votes, 1 no, motion carries. Village of Lincoln Heights, Hamilton County, Ohio, ordinance number 2020-0-1, ordinance establishing a new position for an assistant village manager. Thank you for putting that up.
Is there a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance number 2020-01?
So move for suspension.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilman Durance Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
No.
We have 6 aye votes, 1 no, motion passed.
Motion in order for passage of ordinance number 2020-01.
So
So
move. Second.
Okay, it's been moved and second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilman Durance Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
No.
We have 6 aye votes, 1 no, motion passed.
Motion in order for the emergency clause of ordinance number 2020-01.
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph.
Councilman Durance Daniels,
Yes.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Ruby Kinsey Mumfree,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell.
No.
We have 6 aye votes, 1 no, the motion passed.
Went on long. Is there any miscellaneous business?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I was trying to pull it up here. Good news. Just give me 2 seconds. It's got to deal with our road. So I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I read it the right way. And I don't have the. All right. So when issue 7 passed, everybody, I'm just going to kind of freestyle here. So please forgive me. But I'll do my best I can. So So when issue 7 passed, they came out, Mr. Ken Hardy came out and he talked about how we now have an opportunity to apply for funds for Metro to get our roads paved. So just information that's kind of needed. I'm sure we already have it. So I can give this to you as well, Ms. Donna. Just be prepared. We just need to know how much it will cost to repair the main roads that the 78 bus goes down, particularly the one in front of any parks that we have, i.e. Serenity Park, or any parks that we have, for instance, or any streets that's a 3/4 mile radius of the bus route that needs to be prepared, right? So when we were talking about before, just our buses and streets that need to be done, they were asked, they were saying if we know what those costs are, we can get them to them, and then that's kind of get the grant application piece rolling. So just wanted to throw that out there for miscellaneous business purposes as well. So I didn't know.
Good stuff.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
great.
it is.
All right, Cam.
Yeah, Cam Hardy, Better Bus Coalition. Yeah. So, yep.
He's doing some
Mr.
great
Daniels?
things in the city. Go ahead, Donna. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Madam Mayor. We had a last quote we received to complete Leggett, which is the main part of the bus route, was little over $100,000. So
Okay.
you think we would qualify for something like that?
Don't,
That would be great.
yeah.
That would be great.
Yep.
Let's stay positive.
Right, that would be
Right.
great.
Yes, ma'am. So, yes, ma'am. I'll make sure that everybody is connected to the right network channels. But I just want to make sure that I put that out there and any numbers you need that you have.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Daniels, I got a question because I know when Cam came out, we talked about Lincoln Heights possibly getting some nice bus stops. I know we had some issues some years ago, 10 years, 15 years ago back with people being vandalized, but it's a new day. And I know we all would like to see Lincoln Heights have a nice bus stop with Lincoln Heights on the back like they do in the city. So that was something that he mentioned. You think that might be rolled into if the levy passes in November?
I don't want to say until the levy passes, but I do know I have conversations with Mr. Hardy, and I'm sure he wouldn't understand that there are projects in the work to make sure that we do improve beautification for our bus routes and things of that nature. So I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Right, thank you. Okay, all right. Okay. Any other miscellaneous business? Ms. Mitchell, any
Yeah, there is a
miscellaneous-
pantry Saturday
Okay.
at the Revealed Holiness House of God down the street. Stephanie.
Oh, okay. Can I ask a question about that real quick? Are they going to be doing like a drive, pop your trunk? Because I know the space is small.
I'm not sure, but I think they are going to try to do that. They tried to do some of that last time, but it was mixed, because some people parked and got out of their cars and walked up. So I'm not real sure how they plan to do it. But I'm sure she'll tell me, and then I'll get it to you to put on the robocall.
Okay, all right. Councilman Daniels.
Yes, ma'am.
The LHOI, they're still having their pantry on Thursdays from 2 to 6. I hadn't.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't mention that. Yes, ma'am. They still have pantry hours from 2 to 6 on Thursdays.
Is there anything that you would want us to add in the robocall for that? Anything additional, or we just need to?
Not at this time, no, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So it's okay to go ahead and do one for Wednesday night?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, okay. All righty, next is executive session.
Mayor, I'd like to go into executive session to consider compensation of a public employee and to discuss matters required to be kept confidential by law.
Okay. Is there a second? Is there a second?
You can second it, Mayor.
I'm just giving somebody else a chance. I'll second it then. I like to let everybody else speak first. It's been moved in second. Roll call, Ms. Randolph, to go into executive session.
Councilman Durant Daniels,
No.
Councilwoman Linda Childs Jeter,
No.
Councilwoman Phyllis Baber,
No.
Councilwoman Kathy Goodwin Williams,
No.
Mayor Ruby Kenzie Mumphrey,
Yes.
Councilwoman Laverne Mitchell,
Yes.
and Vice Mayor Jeannie Stinson.
No.
We have
All
5 no votes, 2 aye votes. Motion fails.
Okay.
Mayor,
All right. Yes,
Mayor.
ma'am.
Mayor,
I'd
can
like to,
I'm sorry. I had
Go
some
ahead, Miss-
miscellaneous business to mention and I didn't realize we were at adjournment. I apologize, Ms. Mitchell, for interrupting you. Could I just add something? Is that okay, Mayor?
Yes, it's fine.
I just wanted to provide council a general update on Mr. Dukes. These are all matters of public record.
okay, that's cool.
So I just wanted, everyone to know that I did speak with Ms. Pope last week, and she informed me that as of the pay period ending July 3rd, 2020, Mr. Dukes had exhausted all of his accrued and unused sick time, as well as his unused paid time off. I won't go into the details of how she calculated that, and I worked with her on that to make sure that the dates were right. So that's where we are at as far as that. So he is now on unpaid leave status. His leave began on June 6, 2020. And so that means that if necessary, he would be on leave through August 28th, 2020. So again, I wanted council to be aware that Mr. Dukes is going to continue to be on leave. We have not received anything to the contrary. As of July 3rd, he's used up all of his sick time and paid time off. And so moving forward with the pay period beginning on June 6th, with the next pay period beginning on after July 3rd, it's unpaid, and calculating the 12 weeks from June 6, 2020, his leave may end at any time up through August 28th, 2020.
Yes, Ms. Goodwin Williams.
Vice Mayor was first.
Oh, I'm sorry, Vice Mayor.
Is Mr. Dukes out on some type of leave that he has a deadline of a time that he has to be back?
Correct. So he's on.
Because if this was what we was going to discuss in executive session, maybe if folk had a little heads up, then we wouldn't put folk business all out here like that. How don't we know what we talking about in an executive session?
Which question?
Now
would
his
you like me to
business is
answer?
all out there. This is not right. It's not right.
Right, for you to go ahead and just talk about it.
Yeah.
Really, you still putting this business out there. And if he'd have been able to continue working like everybody else working from home, we wouldn't be in the predicament that we're in right now. But y'all got what you wanted. And we in a rut right now because you forced him to take a leave that he really didn't want to. He was working like everybody else working from home. So now you can't do nothing and you mad at him. And what you're really trying to do is get rid of him.
Ms. Goodwin Williams, that's not the
wow.
case.
Yes, it is.
That is,
Yes,
no,
it
it's
is.
not the case. No,
Yes,
that's
it
not
is.
the case. And you all had the opportunity to go in
is.
executive session and you chose not to do that.
No, well,
not
you
the
brought it
case.
out anyway.
And
Okay,
people
the
chose
three
to
of you-
keep
the
talking
three
about
of
it.
you are
in
in
cahoots together.
Mayor,
No,
The three
we're
of
not.
you, I'm
We
leaving
know
the
what was
meeting.
going on.
Mayor,
I'm leaving the meeting.
Mayor,
Yeah, that wasn't right.
I'm gonna
No,
have
because
to
you
make a
mad because you
motion.
didn't get the vote to
to
go
I
into
make a
executive
motion to
session.
adjourn the meeting because this is public.
Yes, it is.
Well, you're right, it is, but
It's been moved
do
in
the,
second.
you
All
try
in
to do
favor?
dirt in the dark and
favor,
still
say
bring it up in the light because you didn't get your way. Didn't get your way.
Question. I have a question. I was just curious on what Mr. Deepak was gonna say
Shame
on
on
the day.
you.
What was the date, Mr. Desai? I'm just curious. You said it was public, so what's the date?
The date that he went on leave?
Nah, the one that you said that he's quote unquote supposed to like officially like has to come back.
So the 12-week period runs through August 28th, 2020.
Okay, then we'll have an executive session then, when he don't come back.
We come back in September.
We got an assistant village manager. We just voted for that.
We adjourned this
Ridiculous.
meeting.
Motion
Right,
to
it is.
adjourn.
Trying to be
Yeah.
slick and it didn't work out for you. Bye.
Check 'em out. Bye.
Woo!
Ms. Mayor, did somebody, who motioned and who seconded?
I motion, you second. The meeting's over, Ms.
I
Mitchell.
didn't second it.
You didn't
Second,
second
second, I'm seconding it now.
Thank you.
And we need
Second to do
a
what?
roll. We just need a voice vote on that. All those in favor type thing.
Yep.
I'm confused. What are you talking about? Who motioned and who did what? I made the motion to adjourn a long time ago. So what are you talking about?
I second it.
And so we done.
Well, we just need an all those in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Right.
Girl.
Get
Hold on.
off the phone.
Hold on.
Get off the phone.
Mayor?